Coffee and Pan Dulce. How's that? Coffee and Pan Dulce.
Barb Bacon, and I'm a community advocate here in South Charlotte. If I had my buttons on today, it would be let's get some gun control. I'm tired of looking at the news and seeing this. Black Lives Matter in honor of our friend Joel, and let's have equal rights for everybody.
Hello, this is Jenny-Jaymes Gunn. I am a community advocate here in Charlotte, North Carolina for LGBT women's rights with the National Organization for Women, gun sense laws with Moms and Men Action, and anything that extends equity to all. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Christian Cano. You're the co-host. My buttons are Moms Men Action, gun sense legislation, healthcare for all, Medicare for all, and also in my heart, Black Lives Matter on behalf of Joe Oldham, who's a guest of ours who passed away last year. That's it.
Good morning, everybody. It is Coffee and Pan Dulce time. It is August 21st.
Wow.
And we have gotten past Charlotte Pride Week. We're barreling towards Labor Day. A lot of the local school systems have already gone back to school. In Cabarrus and Mecklenburg counties, if you live in this area, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't live in this area, no big deal. But a lot of schools are going back to school. Between now and Labor Day, they go back to school nationwide, and it's the great migration of the kiddies going back and using our bandwidth on our internet.
Exactly.
And how dare they? How dare they do any of that learning stuff?
That's right.
You know, in my day, we look forward to recess and playing outside and not learning a thing, and then playing dodgeball and hitting each other with dodgeballs. But anyway, this is Coffee and Pan Dulce, and take it away, Christian.
Yeah, as Jenny said, good morning, everyone. And when you see this, it's actually going to be August the 21st. Sorry, got that little confused there. We want to thank everyone who's joining us on Facebook Live, but also those who watch us on YouTube, and the thousands who listen to us on your favorite audio podcast platform. It's been a great summer. We only have a couple more shows left, and then we start our wonderful fall shows. So look, just a little different this year. It's going by so fast. Jenny and I, that's been our running theme all year long, how fast the year is going. So as soon as you know it, we'll be in my favorite time of the year, and also Jenny's, I think your favorite holiday is Halloween. Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So can you imagine just a couple of months? I think as we tape this, we tape this a little early. As we tape this, one of the pet stores has just rolled out their Halloween line. That is wow, that's incredible.
I mean, I've got a friend out in San Diego that is a trans adult film actress, but she also manages Spirit Halloween stores.
Oh, wow.
And she's very kooky, very spooky. She actually owns a hearse, and she drives that around too. And she runs a Spirit Halloween that's not too far from the boardwalk there in San Diego, one of the famous icons of the great city of San Diego. And she's just a riot. She's absolutely hilarious. And she was opening up and working on the store just a few weeks ago. And I meant to talk about that on the other show and laugh about it. But how weird it is that people are doing Christmas in July and events and getting ready for it. But there's already Halloween stuff in the stores.
Yeah, that's good.
If you haven't been to a Target or a Walmart, there's already a Halloween section out, and
Yeah.
we're starting at least the commercial end of the
Sure.
holidays
Yeah.
earlier and earlier. Which I don't blame people, because they can buy stuff over a time period instead of having to just cram it in 1 month.
Yeah.
And maybe for budgeting purposes, it's better to be able to buy the cheap plastic Chinese goods, that you're going to decorate your house with.
That's right.
Months in advance, so that you can purchase the real stuff, like candy, which is the more important thing that you need to purchase in October, which is the peanut butter cups shaped like little jack-o'-lanterns. And
oh my goodness,
our priorities.
I know that's what you. I know that's what you like. All right, listen. Today's show, we're going to be, we've been going back and forth from Florida to Texas, and that's kind of been our theme. In today's show, we are talking about Lady Ted Cruz, and the title of the show is "Why Tejanos Hate Ted Cruz." I was in West Afghanistan very recently, and I talked to a bunch of people about a lot of things. And one of the things we talked about is what they think about their junior senator, Ted Cruz. There's a very big difference between how they feel about, I call, because it's such a drama queen, I call Ted Cruz Lady Ted Cruz. There's a very big difference in how they feel about Ted Cruz and their senior senator, John Cornyn, I believe is his name. I can't remember his name. There's a huge difference between how they see both of them. And we'll kind of be talking about that very briefly. But we also talk about a bunch of other things. And so before we do any of that, we'll jump directly into Barb's current events.
And this is Barb's current events.
Okay, here we go, Jen. We got 3, possibly 4, depends on how you feel about this. The very first one, not Congress, the president and the Department of Military Defense, whatever it's called, they have just awarded the country of Israel $20 billion, a contract, $20 billion. They've given them the authority to buy $20 billion worth of military equipment. Comes in the form of fighter jets, all kinds of stuff, $20 billion. Now, this will not happen immediately. So it's not going to help them immediately with the current war in Palestine. It's actually something that would help them long-term wise, because they won't get this for like another 3-4 years. But it is a $20 billion. I just thought it was interesting because the title, the headline was, the Defense Department has issued or given the authority to buy military weapons. Because in the United States, you cannot buy military weapons unless you get authority from the Department of Defense, because they want to make sure it's, everything is kosher, so to speak. The second one is, yes, exactly. The second one is Texas is seeing a surge in union membership, define the state's anti-union history. Interestingly, Texas, which always touts itself as a right-to-work state, it is one of the right-to-work states. It is seeing union membership grow in a lot of areas like hospitality, like the Starbucks kind of areas and so forth, but also in the automobile industry. That, I don't know if people know that, but they have Lockheed Martin is there, Bell Textron is there. There's another helicopter, I think it's Volt or something is there, all around the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And they're all very unionized plants, so to speak. And so, that's the second one. I don't know if you have any comments on that. This one, of course, Jenny always beats me to the punch. They're calling him, what is it? Sophia Loren. Sophia Loren, hashtag Sophia Loren, also known as JD Vance. There has been a picture published or leaked, I guess that you want to call it, him playing beer pong in college at Yale in a blonde wig. To me, the funny part about this is not the fact that he's trying to come across as like some conservative family type of person, like they all do. They all do that after the picture's posted. The funny part is this was a beer pong tournament. There's actually not a reason to dress like this. And Jenny and I have entered some beer pong contests in our day, and I was the only one dressed like that. If you remember that, I was what was it? Marjorie
MTG.
Trailer Trash Green. Yeah, Marjorie
Yep.
Trailer Trash Green. So I didn't have to do it. I just did it because I wanted to do it. So that's the humorous part to me, is that he didn't have to dress like that. It's not like it was a requirement. He wanted to do it. And that's the funny. So if he says, oh, it's a college thing. Yeah, but you don't actually have to grab the guy's penis.
Right.
It's just funny. Yeah. Okay. Here's a third one. I don't know what you think about this one. There is a when you watch this, there have been signs of inflations, signs of inflation that continue to diminish. As a result of that, there's been some great job numbers that came out, I believe, but also some economic numbers, and it has it was the highest stock market day when you watch this in like 5 years. And it's been kind of going, it's been good, but those are things that Trump doesn't like to talk about because he thinks he controls everything. But the economy is doing so well that confidence is doing so well. Now his company, Truth Social, took a hit because he went on Twitter. There was, he did an interview with Elon Musk that was a disaster. And so anyway, it's kind of a lot of things. So Jenny, you can touch any of those. Why don't you tell us what you think about those?
Yeah, I prefer not to touch JD Vance as much as possible, except with a 10-foot pole. But I am going to talk about him. Definitely, I always find it ironically delicious that people like Vance, that are these supposedly conservatives, have a cross-dressing past.
Yes.
The pictures are forever, and the internet's forever, and, he went to school during the social media and internet era, or the college, and he got busted. He got dead to rights busted. It's clearly, we know who it is. And, the classmates are saying, now we went to school with him at Yale, and this is him. And you're right. He didn't have to dress up in women's clothing and wear a dress and wear the blonde wig and wear the makeup, even though he still likes the makeup. But yeah, I mean, Sofa Loren is, he's one of these people that he's just developed such a creepy persona.
Yeah.
And we're looking at it unfold just like Katara did as she flamed out as well. And these people are always clowns.
And DeSantis.
And DeSantis, and we can go on and on and on. Hot Wheels at it.
That's
and
right.
Just, usually Nazis are pretty incompetent, idiotic people.
Yeah.
And you just look at them and go, gosh, how do you even put your clothes on during the day? How do you even function? And they promote the most incompetent people up to levels, and look at Trump. I mean, he's a prime example of the cream always doesn't rise to the top. And we'll leave it at that. But yeah, unionization and taxes, long time coming. Lots of people in Texas have industrial jobs where there's a large General Motors plant in Arlington, Texas. There always has been. They build the Tahoe there. There's, obviously all the aerospace because of NASA and the military DOD influence in Texas. So I'm not shocked at all. I mean, you have oil manufacturing processing plants in Houston. There's a lot of union level jobs, a lot of union. And then you're seeing it in retail now, Amazon, Starbucks. It goes on and on.
Yeah.
As far as Ted Cruz,
you
talk about an unfortunate clown, and Lady Cruz doesn't like the cold weather, and doesn't like helping seniors freezing to death, and runs to Cancun. Yeah, of course he's not liked, and there's a very competent opponent running against him for Senate this year, and Allred. And Allred's going to clean his clock, and I really feel like Allred's going to be the one that unseats Cruz. I really hope Texans wake up and start voting these clowns out and start taking their common sense Texans need to take their state back.
Yes, exactly. That's
and return
exactly
it
what
to
we've
being
been
the
saying.
Texas that we grew up in.
Exactly.
Which wasn't always perfect, but always believed in a fair fight and always believed in hardworking, amazing, diverse communities. And we have a history of that and a history of diversity. And I grew up in one of the most diverse, eclectic, and amazing communities in San Antonio, Texas. And the very vibrant Hispanic Tejano community that's beautiful and amazing. And it's one of the reasons I love doing this show is we get to talk about that community that even though I'm not ethnically part of, I've been adopted by many and the community. Yeah. And am proud to have an allyship and a lifetime of alliance with the community. And those strong Tejanos need to take Texas back.
Exactly.
And need to fight for our rights.
Yeah. Yeah. And, we're going to go over some polling very briefly in our second segment here. But yeah, I completely agree with you, Jenny. And, kind of what we've talked about. Now, I know you touched the subject on your show about the JD Vance thing. I'm not surprised. You're always going to find things like this. And they always say, oh, those were crazy college days. Oh, those were, I went to college. There's a lot of people. And they even, that's just guy doing guy stuff. Okay. You and I, we've been in high school. There's a lot of things we did not do. So for them to try to pass it off as that is, I think that, the Vice President Harris's pick for her running mate, the coach guy. What's his last name? I'm sorry. I guess I should know that. Tim Walz, Coach Tim Walz, our Governor Walz. I think that he just hit the nail right on the head. The guys like JD Vance, Ted Cruz, Ron DeSantis, Lindsey Graham, what's the one you call Jack O'Lantern who got married last week? Tim Scott. Yeah, Tim Scott. The other guy, Marjorie Taylor Greene. That was a joke. They're just weird. They're weird and creepy people. And I know you and I talked about this extensively in your show, but they were saying on social media, which I completely agree, that Governor Walz is the guy that you invite to a party and you want to have a drink with. JD Vance is the guy that you invite to the party and you have to keep an eye on him because he's the one that goes in the bathroom and searches through your medicine cabinet. He's just that creepy guy that you...
Or in his case, making sure he doesn't get into your panty drawer.
Oh, that's a great, exactly. You never know.
He's probably a panty sniffer too.
Yeah. It's just a very, but that's the Trump era. The Trump era has highlighted all of these creepy, weird guys that we all know are creepy and weird, and we've been too polite. And now they're finally, it's the
find out part.
It's a find out part of the Trump era. So it is a kind of a delicious time right now. All right, we're going to take our first break, and we'll be right back to talk about some of the polling in Texas about Lady Cruz or Cancun Cruz, whatever term you want to use for him. There's a lot of terms. We'll be back on Coffee Pan Dulce right after this.
Hey y'all, thanks for watching our spring shows and sticking with us. And we've got a fabulous summer lineup. I hope y'all are excited as I am. And let's enjoy our summers. Hot Girl Summer 2024. See y'all.
Bye y'all.
Bye y'all. Hey y'all, thanks for watching and support local Black and brown businesses, including our sponsor, Manolo Bakery. That has some fabulous pastries, food, king cakes, all kinds of specialty cakes, swallows, and much, much more. Some of the best food you eat in Charlotte, North Carolina. Again, Manolo's Bakery, right here in East Charlotte. Thanks for watching. Hey y'all, thanks for watching the Florida shows. They've been wildly successful. Obviously, it's a topic that you guys have enjoyed and wanted to know more of. And we like talking about the dumpster fire that used to be the state of Florida. And we'll probably talk about it some more this summer. Thanks for watching, y'all.
Bye, y'all. Thanks for watching.
So we have a great fall lineup, and we encourage you to tune in to many of our fabulous shows, like our He Say show, and many more things in October and November as well. Thanks for watching, as always, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, y'all. Welcome back, everyone. So, listen, I do want to comment real quickly about the Israel thing, about the Department of Defense awarding them, or not awarding them, but giving them permission to buy $20 billion worth of military equipment and aid. I know that a lot of people do not agree with that. That was the reason it was kind of a big headline the week this is occurring. It's because there is a war going on right now. They don't want to give them any more weapons to kill more innocent people. But this award, so to speak, is a long-term one. This was in the works already, and it's for their sustainability. Here's the only thing that I find interesting in this headline or in this kind of topic. I don't know how much, and I was trying to do this before we started taping this show. The United States gives or grants the state of Israel, or the country of Israel, billions and billions of dollars in aid. Without our help, Israel would have a very difficult time maintaining their economy, maintaining the security, and so forth. We give Israel more than we give any other country. And we give Israel more than we do any of our provinces, like Puerto Rico and the American Virgin Islands and Guam and all the other American, whatever they're called. So whenever they say things like this, I wish they would put in parentheses, we basically just buying it back from us, because we're giving them the money. And this is the whole thing. This is the whole conversation, I think, that has been lost in this is the Israel-Hamas war that's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
The people who are defending Israel's right to defend themselves, that's wonderful, and that's great, and I completely agree. What they don't, and they always say, well, the young people or the progressives need to be quiet, because they don't understand what's happening. No, the reason they have every right to share their concern is because this is our taxpayer money. It's not like Israel is doing this on their own. If Israel is doing this on their own, then we should say, well, okay, I don't really have any say in what's going on in Israel. But the fact that a lot of this stuff is done, we're paying for it. That's like a child telling an adult, I want my allowance, but I don't want you to know, I'm going to go drinking with it. No, I mean, if it's my money, then I have every right to say that. So what you think? I know I've kind of touched this on before, but it doesn't seem like the people that are so pro-Israeli want to admit the fact that it's not really being anti-Israeli. This is our money.
Well, and this is the thing. If we want to be pro-peace, we have to set about it differently. We have to sanction countries like Russia, and we have to be consistent. And because Russia is funding a lot of the anti-Israel attacks, they fund Iran, they fund Yemen, they fund Hezbollah. They support them, they give them logistics, they give them weapons. So these weapons, just as we arm NATO, other parts of the world, we also arm Saudi Arabia. We arm many Arabic countries. We've had contracts with a lot of northern African countries. We have drone bases all over Africa. This is not happening in a vacuum, and we've stoke the fires of war by making sure the world is armed. Not just Israel. And we have enough nuclear missiles, to blow up the world 7-10 times over. And so we act like Israel's the only hot spot in the world, while Ukraine and Russia are going at it, and so many other wars and conflicts and things of that nature. And that's simply just not true. We protect the nation of the Philippines. We protect Japan. We have military bases in 82 different countries. There is a whole military industrial complex that's very complicated with 80 plus years of post World War II politics involved, and the Israeli Palestinian issue is more complicated. What Israel's doing by bombing civilians relentlessly is not right. The disparity of power between those two peoples is immense. It's like us fighting a war with Mexico. Mexico doesn't stand a chance against us. But it would be two countries that share a common border, and we would mow them down in a week, and then we would annex all of Mexico if we got into a war with them.
Which is what Israel's trying to do.
And they're wanting to take the land back, and they're wanting to have every excuse to do that. But the thing is, if you don't want war, you got to make sure the world and the United States don't fund war. And it's just that simple. And until we get out of the business of funding war and propagating war and making it one of our largest industries, it's always going to exist, and people are going to do bad things.
And that's and you know, if you think about it, and I'm not here to say either or, but I do empathize, and I do understand the protest against giving money to Israel. And I know there's been a lot of Israeli PACs and Jewish PACs and so forth that have been going after elected officials who speak out on this issue. But I understand, I do empathize with them, because they should. They're actually, I hate to use the America First because that kind of refers to Trump, but we should not be giving other countries billions and billions of dollars when we have American citizens who don't have health care,
or food.
And so because the countries that we give that, Israel has national health care. So we're actually giving money to a country that's providing health care for their own citizens when we don't even have health care for our citizens. So there is something to be said about being angry about that.
And Israel is also a petrostate, so they make trillions of dollars in petroleum money. So they're not poor; they can afford.
Exactly. And
they're not poor, and they've got an outsized defense. Considering the size of the country it is, they are the fourth largest military in the world. They're a military superpower.
And that's incredible.
And so we've made this juggernaut of a country into what it is today. And we've got to make decisions. If we ever want to have worldwide peace, we got to start somewhere. And there's a bunch of countries where we need to end these wars, stop countries from making war making, and ultimately we need to look in the mirror and go, change starts at home.
All right. Hey, listen, we talked about Israel more than we have Ted Cruz, so we're just going to very briefly, we'll take a last commercial. We only got 6 minutes left. So Texas political polling has come out. The overall approval trend or likability of Ted Cruz has always been under 50% since he was first elected. Even with Republicans, it has gone back and forth, but it is never the highest it ever got. With his overall approval rating was 49%. And that was April of this year. That was the highest it has ever gotten. It now stands at 46%. And, so that's kind of where his disapproval rating has always been almost equal to his approval rating. Of course, when you go to the political parties, the Republicans in Texas have always given him high approval ratings in the 80s. And they've given disapproval ratings of about 16 to 18%. Democrats almost reverse. But here's the important thing. Independents in the state of Texas have kind of gone back and forth. They have always given him very, very high disapproval ratings, up in the 60%. And now, granted, in the state of Texas, there's more registered Republicans than Democrats, but there's also a lot of independents, and they have always trended to vote more conservative. But with Ted Cruz, it's been the opposite. They have usually voted against Ted Cruz. And so I just thought that was very interesting because, we talk all the time about, will state of Texas finally come back to the state you and I grew up in, and the state that we know, the common sense kind of Texas. I hope that this next election that occurs, I hope that that needle can be moved a little bit in that area. And so it would be very nice to see the first person go down, the obnoxious Lady Ted Cruz. You have anything before we take our last break? Yep.
No, I'd love to see him go.
Okay, excellent. Hey, listen, if you like what you hear from Jenny, she does have a show that comes on 1 hour after this one. It's called Two Queers in a Truck. It happens every Wednesday at 11:30. And this last break is going to be talking about her show. And okay, here we go.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for watching Coffee Pan Dulce, but I wanted to talk about something personal. I have started a company with a business partner of mine called Java Notes Records. And we have an Instagram page, and in our biography, or as the cool kids call it, the bio, we have a link to our Indiegogo page. If you go onto our Instagram or our Facebook, we have a campaign going for our Indiegogo, and it's helping us start this company that's going to help so many people between employment, charitable events, things of that nature. We're really doing this for our local community and really trying to help others and create a job for me too. But if you would go to our Instagram page for Java, like JAVA Notes Records, and I would appreciate the support. Thanks for listening.
All right,
bye, y'all.
So Instagram and Facebook, Java Notes
Records.
Right, got it. Java Notes Records. All right, thank y'all. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching our Coffee Pan Dulce show every week. Don't forget you can watch us visually on our video podcast platforms on Facebook and YouTube, but you can also listen to us on your favorite audio podcast platforms like Apple, Amazon, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all of the other ones that your favorite, whatever your favorite is. Once again, thank you for watching us on Coffee Pan Dulce. We'll dance out.
Up next is Two Queers in a Truck with Jenny and Christian. And hope you guys tune in. We'll see you in about 15 to 20 minutes. Thank you. Bye.
Welcome back, everyone. All right, so watch Jenny's show. Comes on every Wednesday at 11:30 Eastern Time. All right, so here is the Pendejo Chronicles. And this is the Pendejo Chronicles. All right, the Pendejo of the week, it's a tie. Elmo Musk and Donald Trump, they thought they would be spectacular and do a Twitter interview. It was played up. It was all kinds of stuff, even to the point that Trump, who's only posted maybe twice on his account on Twitter since he's been brought back from being banned. He actually posted on Twitter because he was trying to promote this interview, this show, and it was bogged by technical difficulties, just like what would happen with Ron DeSantis. It was, it has upset Trump so much and his people. He won't come out and say he's upset at Elon Musk, but he is incredibly upset because it's another unforced error. So we do give the Pendejo of the week to both of them because, first of all, you would think that Elon Musk would have tested, his ability to do this after he screwed it up all the times that I don't know that there's ever been a successful interview from Elon Musk on there. I'm not sure because I don't really follow him, but it was a disaster. People were making fun of it, and so I do have to give them both the Pendejo crown of the week. I don't know. Did you hear anything about this, or was it
a little bit? A lot of people
Sure.
were, of course, laughing at both of them again. Yeah. But it was about as successful as their Cybertruck.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so yeah, Jen, I completely agree with you. And yeah, you had a wonderful event. If you are in the Charlotte area, not only did you possibly go to her event a couple of weeks ago, but also Charlotte Pride has occurred by the time you watch this show. So we hope you enjoyed it, and we hope that you saw us in the VIP section. So I'm sure that you probably did. All right, so this is the end of our show. We want to thank everyone who's joined us, and we want to let you know there's one show left for this month for the summer shows. It is next week. It's our last show of the summer. It is called How MAGA Turned GOP into Creepy, Weird, Chaos, Drama, and Predators. So that's a long title. So that will be our last show of the summer. And then we'll start our shows in the fall. And I will be at our undisclosed location talking about the state of Florida once again. We'll have a bunch of wonderful shows in Florida, and it will also be Jenny's birthday. So we'll be doing our Desi Sace and all the things that we do in September.
All the extravaganzas we do in September.
All the extravaganzas. That's right. All right. So Jen, when this show drops, it will be probably after this show drop. I think it'll be Labor Day weekend. So I don't know. Do you have any plans for that weekend?
Not that I know of. I'll be still working on getting the store open. We're very, very close. We have selected a site and we're pursuing that. And
wonderful.
We probably are going to start the construction phase in September, and hopefully everything goes right.
Yeah.
And, see if Charlotte cooperates.
Sure.
But yeah, Java Notes Records. If you want to follow us on Instagram and the Facebook. We have a social media site, and we have a lot going on. There'll be a lot of exciting announcements in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So exciting times. And my birthday is coming up. I will be 29 again, and I am super excited. And just everything's going good.
Excellent.
Go
wonderful.
VP Harris.
Yeah, exactly. Go VP Harris. And by the time you watch this, the Democratic National Convention would be over. So, I wish we could talk about that, but we'll probably talk about it on the next show. All right. Yep. Well, thank everyone for watching us on Coffee and Pan Dulce, and we'll see you next week. We'll dance out as soon as I can turn this way and turn it on. There we go. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. There you go.
Hey y'all, thanks for watching Coffee and Pan Dulce, and we've had a fabulous weekend this last weekend with Charlotte Pride, and we look forward to September and Labor Day. And even though it's not quite there, we have one more show in August, but we definitely are going to have fun. Be safe out there. It is a little toasty, so summer's not gone yet, and be safe from the school times too. Slow down.
That's right.
The kiddies deserve it. Have a great week. Thank y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Next up, thanks for watching Coffee and Pan Dulce. Next up is Two Queers in a Truck. Stay tuned.
Coffee and Pan Dulce. How's that? Coffee and Pan Dulce.
Sounds great.
You sounded like a telenova. I mean,
I'm trying to. All I have to say is go. Yes.
As a non-Spanish speaker.
Ready. Here we go. Okay, Jim, when we come back, I'm just going to go over the Texas Political Project poll, which came out like 2 months ago. And we don't have to talk a lot about him because he's...
Okay.
All right, here we go. All right, we only have about 4 minutes left, so we'll come back into the Pendejo Chronicles. Okay, here we go.
Absolute disaster.
Yeah.
And so, the Coke truck and the Elmo Musk and all those people they're just a disaster, and I'm ready for a long time to go away. And hopefully this election defeat, when Vice President Harris mops the floor with him, especially in the September debate, she's gonna wax him.
Well,
She is going to just flame him up, and it's going to be so fabulous to see. I'm so excited.
Sure.
About Harris, and I gotta say, last Sunday's event with all these strong women talking about Harris and just the excitement that is out there right now, the groundswell for her is just fabulous.
Yep, excellent. Hey, Jen, you're muffled again.
Okay. That's what she said.
Oh, did it drop? Okay.
I don't know what's going on with my hair today.
Oh my god, that's okay. All right, let's sound check it.
Check.
Go ahead. You're still.
No.
Do it again.
Check.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. It still sounds muffled, but it's better. So
yeah.
Okay.
I know
All right, we're gonna. Yeah. We'll come back. Here we go.
Coffee and Pan Dulce. How's that? Coffee and Pan Dulce.